Welcome to this explainer. Today we're going to unlock what might literally be the greatest superpower you will ever possess. Imagine, if you will, a timeless conversation happening right now between a wise ancient guru and a really curious student, a Shishya. They're just sitting together under a vast, starry sky, talking about the one thing that controls our entire world but is completely invisible. Yep, our own mind. So whether you're 5 years old, 50, or anywhere in between, this cosmic guide to philosophy and just the art of living peacefully, it's for you. Okay, let's dive right into this fascinating journey of self-discovery.
Picture our curious student, the Shishya, looking up at the guru and asking this exact question. Master, they say, have you ever tried to catch the wind with your bare hands? Because, well, that is exactly what my thoughts feel like. And honestly, can't we all relate to that? I mean, our minds are full of these wild, jumping thoughts all day long. One minute we're super focused on our homework or maybe a big project at work, and the next, bam, our brain is bouncing around like a storm, worrying about what's for dinner or some video game we want to play. It feels totally uncatchable, right?
Well, this brilliantly illustrates a struggle that has been around for literally thousands of years. The Bhagavad Gita, specifically chapter 6, verse 34, tells us, "For the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate, and very strong. To subdue it is more difficult than controlling the wind." So you see, this isn't just you or me having trouble focusing. No way. This is a universal human challenge, whether it's kids trying to sit still in class or adults trying to navigate a crazy, stressful workday. We all face this invisible hurricane every single day. The ancient texts are just validating exactly how hard this whole thing is.
Now, the guru explains the science behind this perfectly. Using the ancient psychology of Patanjali, we see two totally different states. On one side, we've got the restless, agitated mind. This is known as kshipta. It bounds around everywhere, just completely distracted. But on the other side is the still, controlled mind, called niruddha. And the cool thing is, when we reach this state, the mind isn't empty. Actually, scratch that. It's more like it's sharply focused, bringing this profound, unbreakable peace. It's literally the difference between a turbulent, crashing ocean and a perfectly calm, mirror-like lake.
So the really crucial point is right here in verse 6.5. The mind alone is the friend and the enemy of the self. The guru tells the student that, look, nobody else can do this work for you. We all have the incredible power to make our mind our absolute best friend, the one cheering us on and keeping us calm, rather than our biggest enemy that just fills us with doubt and distraction. It's a choice we have to make and a skill we definitely have to practice.
Section 1. The secret of true action.
So mastering your mind doesn't mean you have to just run away and hide in a cave somewhere. It's really about changing how we act while doing our everyday tasks. To explain this, the guru tells an incredible storybook tale about Lord Ram. The night before he was supposed to be crowned king of Ayodhya, there was this massive citywide celebration. But Ram, he was perfectly calm and humble. He didn't let pride or excitement inflate his ego at all. Then, the very next morning, the whole plan flipped. He was suddenly told, hey, you won't be king, and actually, you have to go live in the dangerous forest for 14 years. Yet, somehow, he remained perfectly calm, even smiling. He wasn't devastated, he wasn't angry, he just accepted his duty.
Lord Ram's peaceful reaction is the ultimate textbook example of what we call Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana Yoga is basically the practice of deep meditation and self-discipline. It's all about acting in the world without getting overly attached to the results, whether you win or lose, get the shiny crown, or get sent to the forest. When your mind is truly united with your true self, you remain steady, no matter what crazy surprises life throws at you.
Section 2. Taming the Inner Wind.
At this point, our curious student is super amazed, but kind of confused. How does a normal person actually learn to tame this wind, they ask. Here, the guru reveals the master keys. The secret tools are abhyasa and vairagya. Abhyasa means practice, putting in that persistent effort over a long time, daily, without taking a break. And vairagya means detachment, basically letting go of our constant, endless worldly desires. You can't just try this once and say, well, I gave it a shot and give up. It's a lifelong, loving practice.
To make this really real, let me share a super fun story about a very famous spiritual teacher, Swami Vivekananda, back when he was just a young student. To train his willpower and really practice this detachment, he would take a plate of his absolute favorite, totally irresistible sweets and place it right in front of him. Then, he would sit in deep meditation for hours, just staring at those delicious treats without taking a single bite. I mean, wow, he felt the craving, for sure, but he used his mind to just say no. He proved that the greatest strength isn't about lifting heavy weights, it's about having true control over your own mind and senses.
Section 3. The Physical Science of Meditation.
The Bhagavad Gita actually gives us a practical, step-by-step cosmic training manual on how to sit for this. Let's look at these physical steps drawn from verses 6.11 to 6.14. Step 1. Find a clean, quiet space. Step 2. Sit firmly. Actually, whether you're a kid watching this or an adult, I want you to try this with me right now. Come on, sit up and make your back and neck perfectly straight. Ready? Step 3. Gaze gently toward the tip of your nose so your eyes don't wander all around the room. And step 4, just breathe and calm your thoughts. This physical stillness is the magical first step to mental stillness.
Once your body is nice and still, we look to the ancient text, Tatrayak Ekagram Mana Kritwa. This translates to making the mind single-pointed. You basically gather up all those scattered thoughts, the homework, the video games, the stressful emails, and bring them to one single point of focus. It's exactly like using a magnifying glass to focus the sun's rays into a single, hot beam. This single-pointedness purifies the mind entirely.
And the Gita paints a beautifully vivid picture for us in verse 619. Imagine a candle glowing perfectly still in a room with absolutely no draft, zero wind. The flame doesn't flicker, it doesn't dance around, it just shines brightly and steadily. That is exactly what your mind looks like when it is fully focused and completely at peace.
But what happens when that flame flickers? Because it will. The ancient text says, Yato yato niskarati, withdraw the wandering mind. The Guru reassures the Shishya, look, your mind is going to wander away, it's perfectly natural. Think of your mind like a cute, extremely curious little puppy that keeps wandering off to sniff something new. You don't get angry at the puppy, right? You just gently but firmly pick it up and bring it back to where it belongs. Every single time you notice you're distracted, just gently bring your focus back.
Section 4. The Cosmic Reassurance. Now, at this point, our curious student has a very relatable question. What if I try my absolute best, but I just fail? If you've ever felt that fear, you are in great company. Even the legendary mighty warrior Arjuna had this exact same doubt. He straight up asked Lord Krishna, what is the destination of the unsuccessful transcendentalist? Basically saying, if I try this path of self-realization with all my faith, but I get distracted by the world and fail, do I just lose everything? Do I perish like a broken cloud?
The Guru's answer to this is just deeply, deeply comforting. This is the ultimate promise of the cosmos. No spiritual effort is ever wasted. Let me say that again. No spiritual effort is wasted. Good actions never, ever lead to a bad end. Even if you don't achieve perfect enlightenment today, every tiny effort you make to sit still, to be peaceful, to control your anger, it's saved like a cosmic treasure forever. You will carry that peace with you, and eventually you'll pick up exactly where you left off.
Section 5. Your Inner Superpower.
We've learned today that taming the mind is really tough, but with gentle patience, it is entirely possible. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final empowering thought to carry into your day. Where does your mind wander, and how will you gently bring it back today? Whether you're a kid sitting in school or an adult tackling a huge project at work, remember that you are the master of your own mind. When that curious puppy wanders off, just bring it back. Ignite that steady flame. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of self-discovery. Keep practicing, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.